Food, it's everywhere in our society, and our options to what we eat are diverse and numerous. Some are good for us, and some are not. I like to think about food as fuel, like your car needs gasoline or electricity to run. Our bodies need food, but just not any food. This is where healthy choices come in, to provide energy, to prevent disease, promote longevity, and to make us feel and be our best. One way we can do that is by being knowledgeable about what kind of food we are eating.
Well, hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. As you can see, I have a wide array of food here. I wanted to talk a little bit about food labels, reading food labels. Do you even read food labels? Because they're pretty much on everything, okay? They're on everything. So I just grabbed a bunch of stuff that I eat and some stuff that I don't eat to talk to you a little bit about how you can decipher what's a good food and what's a bad food, okay? So obviously, this is fruit, blueberries. There is no food label on them. So the fresher you eat, the better it is. Fruit, vegetables, they don't need a food label, okay? They're filled with nutrients and fiber, all good complex carbs. Let's look at something near and dear to my heart. This dark chocolate creamy almond butter, okay? Almond butter, I like it because there's protein in it. And there's also, I'll show it to you here, a closer look of what's on here. So I look at fats, I look at serving size, I look at sodium, and I look at sugars. So those are the things I look at immediately. Serving size here, there's 14 servings in this little jar, okay? A serving is 2 tablespoons, so I always look at the serving. There's 190 calories in 2 tablespoons of this. So it's kind of important to know serving size and calories. In here, I look at fats. So monosaturated and polyunsaturated fats are good fats. They help lower cholesterol and they protect your heart. You want to stay away from trans fats. Trans fats are no good. If I see trans fats on something, I won't even get it. Okay, so that's a bad fat. I look at sodium. So on here, let's see, how much sodium is there? 65 milligrams, so that's 3% of your daily value. A good way to think about food labels is the 5%, 20% rule. So if there is an item that is a 5 or lower percentage, that's a low amount of something. If it's 20% or above, that's a high amount of something. So I'm looking here, total fat is 15 grams. That's 19% of your daily value. That's almost too much, but not quite. It's 19, it's not quite at that 20%. There's nothing on here that is over 20%. So I'm looking at total carbs, dietary fibers, 3 grams. They do have, I also look for added sugars. Added sugars are not good because you get enough sugar in what you eat during the day. So added sugar is another little red flag for me. There's 4 grams of added sugar, only 7%, so that's not too much. So, I mean, this is not so bad. So I don't really eat canned soups. I make my own soups, mainly because of the sodium levels. So to just show you here, and I'll explain it. You know, the fats aren't bad, but the sodium is 790 milligrams. So when you're looking at a food label, you want your sodium to be 140 milligrams of sodium or less. And this is a whopping, what did I just say? This is a whopping, hold on, 790 milligrams. So that's a lot per serving. So you guys, one serving, there's 2 servings in this can of soup. So if you eat the whole can, you need to double that amount of sodium, okay? So the calories in 1 serving of this is 120, 2 servings is 250. So serving size is really, really important. Really, that's the only terrible thing in the canned soup is the sodium. I also grabbed some carrots. You would think, oh, carrots, healthy. Well, if you're gonna buy carrots, you either buy fresh or frozen, okay? Don't even cook with it. I don't wanna put anyone out of business, okay? I'm just saying, if you have heart problems, if you have diabetes, if you are managing your weight, it's really important to read food labels And sodium is really important. Sodium is very hard on your heart. So in this can of sodium, this can of carrots, we have 370 milligrams of sodium. And there are 3.5 servings in this can. So you would have to times that by 3 for the amount of sodium. So, I mean, there's no fat in here, no cholesterol. You know, there's potassium, some carbohydrates. So it's not terrible that the sodium is bad, okay? So you guys, serving size, 3.5 servings in this. Okay, I also grabbed, I eat this every day. Every morning, there's great fiber. There is 0 trans fats, but there are polyunsaturated and monosaturated, but I told you earlier that that's good for you. It's good for your cholesterol. Oatmeal, oats helps reduce your cholesterol level and helps protect your heart. There's good fiber in here. There's no added sugars. There's protein, cholesterol. So there's no really big warning signs for me. A serving size is 1/2 cup, calories 150. Okay, so this is an example of like a healthy food that you could eat. And you know that by reading the food label. It's not a guessing game. There is knowledge right there in front of you that you don't have to guess about it. You just have to read and you have to know what to look for. Something near and dear to my heart is this Chick-fil-A sauce. I shouldn't have even tried it. Someone told me about it and I'm like, oh, I'll try it. I love this stuff. But again, know what you're getting into. It's not terrible. There's 0 trans fats, which is good. But there are some saturated fats, okay, which is not so good. Total fat is 14 grams, which is under 20, right? How I explained it before. There are added sugars, okay? So there's 13%, 6 grams of added sugar. Again, it's not on the low side, but it's totally not on the high side, so it's doable. The thing that gets me is the serving size is 2 tablespoons, and the calories for 2 tablespoons is 160 calories. So that's even more than peanut butter or almond butter. So sauces like this can be high calorie sauces. So know what you're getting into. I mean, it's not terrible nutrition-wise, but if you're watching your weight, come on, it's an issue. Also wanted to show you, if you watched my live with Sharon, our workout, I was talking about, look, I already got into them. I was talking about my favorite snack. So these are veggie chips, and there's no saturated fat, no trans fat. Cholesterol is good. Sodium is 7%, so it's more on the low side than on the high side. 3 grams of protein. Serving size is 13 pieces is the serving size, and there's 130 calories in there. So, I mean, honestly, you can know what you're getting into when we're counting our calories. Know what you're eating, know what you're putting in your body. And like I said before, food is fuel. Food is fuel. So let's fuel our bodies well. So I'm just curious. I'm gonna go up and check on my son, and I'm gonna ask him if he ever reads food labels. Because you know what? I don't know. So come along for the ride. Bowman. Bo's working from home. Hey, so Bowman, I am doing like a little story on food labels. And do you ever read food labels?
No.
You don't? Well, okay then. So have you ever thought about reading food labels?
No, you know, every now and then, like maybe McDonald's ones.
Yeah. And what do those tell you? How bad it is? So you want to know how bad it is?
Well, yeah, that's usually, you're never really, for me, it's not about looking at it to see how good it is. It's usually like, all right, let's see how bad this is.
And how old are you, Bo?
23.
He's 23, so he doesn't really have any pre-existing conditions or weight problems or anything, but it's a good thing to get into, Bowman, if you ever want to talk about it, I'll talk about it with you.
Hey guys! So we're ready, just about to start boot camp, and I'm here with my friends, and I was just curious, do you guys read food labels? Brooke?
I do. I check for sodium and sugar.
And what are you looking for, like, if it's
Low
high?
sodium. Just I want the low sodium.
Uh-huh.
Sugars under 5 grams.
Good for you. Kim?
And I do through the Lose It app. I've been using that. It's a free app that you can download on your phone, and it will read the barcodes on your groceries and tell you how many calories it has.
Oh, that's awesome. Rebecca?
Not really.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's okay. I mean, I asked my son today and he's like, no. So, I mean, if you don't have health issues or, you know, you eat relatively healthy, you don't really need to look at food labels because there's no food labels on fruit and vegetables, right? So thank you, girls. I kind of put them on the spot, but I was just curious. We just got done with boot camp and I'm asking Stephanie, who actually is Mandy's mom, if she reads food labels.
I only read food labels for the fat content. I look for saturated, polyunsaturated, and I just look for grams of fat.
Know what you're eating. If you're trying to manage your weight or lose weight, you guys, it's 80% diet and 20% exercise. Look at the food labels. Knowledge is power. Look at the serving size, the sodium, the salt, the fats, and the sugars. Thanks to my nutritionist, Mandy, who explained the 5%, 20% rule. And let's make healthy choices, guys.